Alright, before this video actually starts, I don't usually, do intros for my channel, but we're really gonna need one for this. So, I'm gonna add some context to this. So, it was I was on a website, and then this whole story happened, and I'm not gonna spoil anything, you guys are gonna have to watch for yourself. But it was the most scary thing that I have experienced with my computer in a while. I'm just not used to all of that. It's just I would hate for all of my content and time that I spent on YouTube to just be lost like that after I spent so long on my freaking computer and all that. And it's just way too much time for me. I can't go through all of that again. You know what I mean? So, yeah, anyway, I'm gonna let you guys get back to the video, or get to the video. So, have fun. Sure that you care that much, but I just went through something very, very scary. So I was on a website, and my computer, for some reason, started to freak out and telling me to call this number, and, every time I tried to call it, I got no answer. I contacted my friend, and he talked to me while I was going through it, and eventually, I was using my, phone's AI thing, Gemini, and eventually it told me a lot about it, and da-da-da-da-da. Long story short, I actually managed to fix my computer, and I'm fine now. My heart's just racing a bit, so I will be able to upload content, still, even though not a lot of people watch it. I still like to try to make videos to just pass time and, maybe, just have fun with other people, my friends, and all that. It was just a very scary moment, and so I'm going to tell you the exact full story of what happened. So, buckle in, this is going to be. So, exactly what happened, I'm going to tell the story in a game that won't be, that nerve wracking, so give me a minute. Anyways, as I was saying, I was on a website while I was doing it, and, not anything sus or anything, but, anyway. So, I was on a website, and I clicked on a couple links, I had a couple things up in the background that took hours to work on, and I was so close to getting some of it done, and then I freaking watch as my screen goes into a freaking overdrive thing, and was freaking playing something over and over and over and over again, like freaking saying, call the tech support number, da 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 da, from Microsoft support. And now I've never heard of this website before, so I was skeptical to call it, but after a bit of convincing, I did call it, and I got no answer, like 8 different times. So, after that, what I did, I, contacted one of my friends, which I'm not going to expose his name. He is either legally... hold up, let me try to find his user. Well, whatever it is, I'll show you the Discord name. It was, this guy named Legally Blind on Discord, but, yeah, he helped me through it. He was talking to me the whole time while I was freaking out about it and all that. It was a very, very scary experience. I thought I was going to lose all my progress on my computer. My parents would have killed me if I got a virus onto my device. But I had a freaking thing to block viruses on it, or you know what I mean. I'm just not that smart right now. I used all my brain cells while panicking, but so it was like I had to use my phone to call the tech support number. Luckily, my phone wasn't the one going through that, but after a while, I eventually figured it out, and it was just fine. It just took me a while to calm down and rewind with it. And all jokes aside, I'm never going onto that website again. And, like, I was freaking out the whole time. I tried to call my parents. I got no answer, so I mean, it's a really scary thing when that happens, because you could have had months of, like, work on something, and for all of it to just be lost like that, you know? It's not a nice thing to experience. And I honestly don't really want to go through that ever again. So chances are I will be steering away from those websites and just onto the basic freaking Google and all that freaking nothing special, none of the wikis. I'll ask some of my more experienced friends for stuff like that, and I'll rely more strictly on those things until I think I'm comfortable to start using more expanded websites and all that. But it's like it's not a good thing to go through, and so I'm gonna try to find my conversation history real quick, and I'm gonna read it off to you for it. See if I can freaking find it. Nope. Assistant. So Assistant, this is what it is. It's known as Gemini. So, I'm pretty sure it doesn't remember, but I'm gonna say, give me a couple seconds here. What should I do right now? My computer keeps yelling me, yes, I love yelling me, telling me to call this number because there is a virus on my PC. I have a antivirus on my PC. What do I do? So, yeah, the stock did refresh. Let me look through it real quick. Yeah, so nothing, as you can see. It says, this sounds like a scam, specifically a tech support scam or a virus scam. Do not call the number. Here's what you should do right now. Do not call the number on your screen. This is a critical step. They're trying to trick you into giving them remote access to your computer or paying them for services you don't need. Close a browser, tab, or application. Now, the thing is, the way that it was happening, I was in full screen and I couldn't close out of it, period. I had no option to. Okay, anyway. So it says, try to close a window that is displaying the message, or if it won't close normally, you might need to use Task Manager. To open Task Manager windows, Ctrl, Shift, plus Escape simultaneously. I tried that. It did not work. Disconnect from the internet. I couldn't do that because I couldn't access any of my settings. I'd have to physically unplug the freaking internet router. It says, temporarily disconnect your computer from the internet, unplug your Ethernet cable, or turn off Wi-Fi. This prevents any potential remote access attempts if they somehow manage to get that far, which is unlikely if you haven't called them yet. I tried, but they didn't answer. Run a full scan with your installed antivirus. Even though it's likely a scam, it might be a good idea to run a full scan with your legitimate antivirus software just to be safe. Yet again, I couldn't do that. Make sure your antivirus is up to date before running the scan. Also couldn't do that. Consider a second option scan. So I'm not going to read all this. I'm going to tell them I can't do any of that, and I can't access my antivirus. What should I do? Okay, so it's a more serious situation indicating that this scam might have locked down your computer for a more aggressive form of malware's presence. Since you can't access your antivirus or perform basic actions, here's what you should do. That's the exact situation that I was in, not even like freaking 20 minutes ago. It says immediate action, power off your computer, hard shutdown. So I pressed it once, thinking maybe that was what it meant. Nope, not even close. And then I read this. It was a completely different thing. I was freaking out at the time, so it said different things. But this is what it says. Immediate action, power off your computer, hard shutdown. Press and hold the power button on your computer till it completely shuts down. That is called a hard shutdown. Why this immediately stops whatever malicious process is running, preventing it from doing further damage or collecting information. It also breaks any remote connection they might have established, though if you haven't called them, this is less likely. Be aware, a hard shutdown is generally not recommended for regular use, as it can sometimes lead to minor data corruption. But in a situation like this, it's necessary to regain control. After powering off, try to boot into safe mode. Safe mode starts Windows with a minimal set of drivers and services. If malware is preventing you from accessing things, safe mode often allows you to bypass it. So I don't know how to enable safe mode, so I'm probably at risk of that happening again. But at least I know what to do now. Anyway, so it says how to boot into safe mode Windows 10/11. There are a few ways, and you might need to try a couple until one works. Method 1. Repeated power cycling, most common when you can't log in. Start your computer. As soon as you see the Windows logo or spinning dots, press and hold the power button again to force a shutdown. Now, I don't think this is a Windows computer, but it could be, because it worked when I did that. And then repeat this process 2 more times. On the third restart, Windows should automatically enter the Windows recovery environment, WinRE. From the choose an option screen, go to Troubleshoot, Advanced Settings, Startup Settings, Restart. After you restart, you'll see a list of options. Press 4 or F4 for Enable Safe Mode, or 5 for F5. Or F5 for Enable Safe Mode with Networking. With networking, it's just better. You need to download tools later. Without it, it's fine. You're just trying to access your antivirus. So with all of this, I could probably write a whole essay. But I think I'm going to make a completely separate video about this and what you should do if that ever does happen. So I recommend having your mobile account, PC, or freaking whatever device that isn't being locked down. Subscribe to my channel for that. And I will be uploading the video eventually. But yeah, this is, if you have ever, like, experienced something as scary as that, it's not really nice to freaking know and all of that. It's horrifying. I really don't freaking trust it at all. It's just, I don't want to go on any other websites that I don't freaking know, trust, or have physically used more than once. So I'm probably never going to touch that website ever again, because I really don't need it at all. So yeah, just stay safe, and if there is a website that you don't recognize or have, like, ever not touched or